Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's in your rest there. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I butt my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat, the man in motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk. Hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, Nation, we have a very special guest in the house. It's Craig from the Giants guy. How you doing today, my guy?
What's up, my friend? I appreciate you having me on, and I'm sure you're going to want to mix it up because there is a good game coming up, not only tonight with the Giants, then we double dip with the Eagles next week.
Oh, yeah, man. We're going to mix it up a little bit. First off, how you like your Giants so far? Give me your opinions on how you felt about the team going into the season and their records right now.
Yeah, going into the season, it was tough to evaluate them because they looked real good on paper, right? They looked good on paper. Looked like, they were just going to roll in with a 10-6 win record, and they were just going to have this big bounce back year. But guess what? It didn't happen that way. We've got offensive line problems. We got injuries left and right. We've got most games, you've got every star that the Giants have is on injured reserve. So I'm not making excuses right now. I'm not feeling good, but I'm not feeling terrible. I just know, there's a couple pieces missing. You are what you are, but I'm kind of right now, Bird Gang, I'm kind of like hoping that tonight pushes them a little bit, into the picture a little bit.
Yeah, man. You guys got a test tonight, man. We went down to Tampa Bay. We lost to those guys, so I know that they're a hard team to face. Tom Brady and that squad over there, man. But, Washington football team actually just beat them. So, you guys got a shot. You guys definitely got a shot to do it. Who's all healthy for you guys going into the game tonight? Do you guys have any key injuries?
No, it's the healthiest they have been. I mean, since the season started. You're going to have Barkley. You're going to have Andrew Thomas. You're going to have, Galladay. That's been the biggest issue. You put all this money into a team, and guess what? Nobody ever plays. I mean, there was a time where they were throwing a practice squad players. So right now, Tampa Bay's a big bite to chew. But when we measure up to you guys next week, I think it'll be a good slugfest because I think I don't know how your health looks, but I'm feeling like we're in a good spot come next week.
Yeah, man. Is Saquon back, you said today?
Well, we're gonna see. He was supposed to be back. I mean, they didn't rule him out. We're kind of waiting. We're kind of like he should be playing. It was this morning. He was 90% this morning.
Nice. So what was your record prediction? going into the season,
Oh,
and has
man.
that changed at all?
You want to open that can up. Okay. Well, here at NYGiantsRush.com, we have T-shirts that started off that said 10 wins the flow. Okay. And it was just fun. 10 wins the flow. And it was the flow. Like it was just something that we were having fun with. In the back of my mind, the Giants were a 8-9, maybe a 9-win team.
Mhm.
And then the wheels fell off. Like, both tackles were injured, both wide receivers injured, with Shepard and Galladay. Rudolph is just slow as, we don't even know what happened with Rudolph. We gave him all that money and he can't get out of his own way. And then Saquon goes down on a freak injury. So, I guess, Bird Gang, I was thinking that it could be a 9-win year. They'd have to run the table to even get close to that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You guys, what are you guys right now? 3?
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? There's still 7 games left. You guys already have your bye, right?
Yeah, had a bye right this past week. So the Giants are as healthy as they could be. If they get out of tonight's game with no injuries, they should be 100% going into that Eagles game.
How do you see the rest of the division shaping out?
Well, all right. Well, Dallas didn't look great yesterday, right?
No.
But they still have the most firepower, right? The Redskins. Well, I almost said it. The Washington football team.
I still do it.
Can they just get a name already and
Right.
stop fooling around?
I hate calling the Washington football team.
Come on, people. It's 2 years later. Come on. All right. Washington, you're kind of got an unproven QB. I'm not a big fan of their cornerbacks. But again, you know how it works. If you got a good pass rush and a good D-line, good linebacker core, you can win games.
Yeah.
The Eagles, and I'm not trying to kill your boys, but you can't depend on the quarterback to win the game rushing. Like, he threw for no touchdowns against the Saints. You got to throw for something.
But he had a great game rushing the
ball.
No.
Great game. No, great game. But you can't depend on that or he's going to get hurt and then you're screwed. So, I'm just saying, he with him with the rock in his hand, he makes a lot of cool stuff happen, right? Mm-hmm. I'm always like, man, I better really like my backup QB because, I don't like QB just, running and taking shots,
Right.
So right now, the bottom half, I think, is the Eagles and the Giants have their work cut out for them. I think both of them, they're going to try to get to 7 wins. And I think the upper class of the division is Dallas and the Redskins. But I still think if the Redskins are firing on all cylinders and the Washington football team are firing on all cylinders, it's still Dallas.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Washington lost. I'm not really worried about Washington too much. They lost Chase for the season. Sweat's been down over there. And Heineke does good. He's had some good games out there. I can't hate on him. He's had some good games.
Who would have thought that?
But I'm not a huge fan. And let's see what happens during this cold stretch. In terms of us, I look at it like Jalen Hurts is a dual threat. A lot of people in the media always compare his passing stats. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be better in passing. We know this here in Philly, but the guy has always been a dual threat. You know what I'm saying? When he left college, he was an MVP. Not MVP, a Heisman candidate with 4,000-yard passing, over 1,000 yards rushing. He's on pace this year to have 1,000 yards rushing. I think lone Jalen throws the ball 20 to 25 times a game. That's all you need from him. You're going to have some games where he's passing touchdowns because he had some this year already where he's, threw for 2-3 touchdowns, didn't rush for any. But then you're going to have these games like yesterday where I think he played a great game. He played within the system, and he got 3 rushing touchdowns.
Is that because the receivers just aren't up to the caliber or they're not getting open? Because, again, he's a dual threat, but you want him to throw the rock before running it. So is it because he doesn't have the talent at wide receiver? Or is it – listen, the Saints defense is pretty good. There's no doubt about it. I don't know. Last I looked, they were like an 8th, 9th ranked defense. So
they were number 1 yesterday, and they're number 1 in the run.
Were they?
Our first 6 games, our coach tried to pass. That's when Jalen was throwing the ball 40 times a game. It's not good for him. It's not good for the line. It's not good for him. It's not good for receiver. Devontae Smith is coming along well. Our first round pick out of Alabama. It's looking good out there. He still had 6 catches for like 60-something yards too. Yeah, he had a decent game out there. Quest Watkins.
The Giants were going to draft him. I really think the Giants were going to draft Smith until the Eagles popped in there and took him. I even thought he wanted to come to New York. I mean, if you look at some of them media pictures, he's wearing a Yankee hat, like prior to the draft. Like, I think that was like a done deal that he was coming. You know what I mean? Until you guys popped in there.
Made that trade with the devil, the Cowboys. I know that made you guys mad. But we got Slim Reaper. And he's definitely getting better and better every game, man.
I'm a fan. I definitely think he's what you need. But I was kind of curious. I mean, just no touchdowns yesterday out of him, and I was like, damn. I was like, if they start depending on that cat to run the ball 15 times a game, he's gonna get popped. And I mean, I don't like seeing guys get hit.
The last 2 games besides the Saints game, right? They were the worst 2 rush defenses in the league. So that's the reason why we ran the ball a lot more. We got in the flow. You just got to realize we got huge linemen. You know what I'm saying? Those guys don't need to be backpedaling all game. They are run blocking linemen. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do best. They're downhill guys. So that's what they do best. And we weren't using that to their strengths those first couple of games, those first 6 games of the season. And I think now he realizes he can't just pass every down. He has to mix it up. We've had some balanced games, but lately we definitely been running the rock. But it's been working. We're the #1 rush team in the NFL right now.
You're the 16th overall ranked offense, which is not a bad place to be.
Yeah, especially since we just started running the ball like 4 or 5 games ago. We're averaging like 250 yards a game, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Between Hurts and the running backs together, they're all doing their job, and they're realizing that is a strength. It is that time of the year where you need to run the ball. It's November, December time. You know what I'm saying? You need to put that pressure on all these defenses to make them stop the run. I want these guys to keep going until they can stop the run. Because if you can't stop it, why stop doing it? Don't try to fix something that's not broken. Just keep it going, keep pounding down teams' throats. We had a big test last week against the #1 rush stopping defense, and yesterday, not last week, yesterday, and we proved that we can still run the ball even on the best run stopping defense. So that was just good for us, and that gave our team more confidence. The passes are always still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? They work it into the system. Would you like to see him pass a little bit more than yesterday? Yes. We've had a couple of games where Jalen only had to throw the ball 17 times. But for me, if we win, we win. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
listen,
a W is a W. I'm not looking for Jalen to be no world beater. And he doesn't even have to try to pass the ball that much to even be considered MVP candidate. Think about it. If he keeps on his pace right now, he's going to have like 1,300 yards rushing and 3,000 yards, 3,500 yards passing for a season. That's some good stats for a quarterback, especially having your first full season.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you were talking about the 2 teams side by side. I mean, Daniel Jones threw for 402 yards on the Saints, and you guys have 3 rushing touchdowns against the Saints. It's kind of odd how that team should be better than they are. They got a great run defense. They've got a good pass defense, but the Giants and the Eagles, put a beating on them. And then, I'm kind of like, I don't know how real the Saints are, especially because they don't have, they're so up and down with their quarterback position. You know what I mean?
That's really the problem for them right now is injury. We're coming off our injuries. Like, we're at that part of the season. We're starting to get people healthier, coming back to the team. And early in the season, we had a lot of injuries starting off with a rookie head coach, rookie defensive coordinator. That all played a big fact. And out of all those first 6 games, I say we should have won 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had this. It wasn't the talent on our roster that didn't win those games. It was either bad coaching or not running the ball or both. You know what I'm saying? Bad coaching and not running the ball because he had some nice pass plays, but it wasn't getting set up right because we never ran the ball.
We say the same thing here in Giants land for the record. We let, if you watch the game, we let the Kansas City game slip out from our fingers. We had Kansas City beat. Okay, we had the Washington Football Club beat, and we let that slip through our hands because we have an offensive coordinator is just out of touch and he's not. Daniel Jones is a downfield passer. Okay. You got Kenny Galladay, downfield, 50-50, contested ball wide receiver. What do? We're throwing curls and dinks and dunks, and, we're dropping it off to the backs. So, right now, same thing. The Giants probably could have 2 more wins in the pot, but don't, because, definitely some bad conservative coaching, playing not to lose instead of playing to win, kicking a lot of field goals. So we're kind of right along with you.
What is your impressions of Daniel Jones? A lot of people don't have no respect for him. You know what I'm saying? They don't think he's a very good quarterback. Are you sold that Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future?
Yeah, it's kind of easy, actually. So picture this. He's got 2 more years on his contract, right? Rookie year, gets a 5th-year round option. One, I'm not going to go out there and draft a quarterback because right now, they're all bums. I mean, the entire NCAA doesn't have a quarterback worth drafting in the first round, right?
Facts.
Right. Secondly, the guy is literally behind the worst offensive line. Where are we ranked? Offense-wise, they're ranked 22nd overall right now. They can't protect the guy. All right. He's a great downfield passer. They said, well, he fumbles too much. He cut his turnovers down by 70% year to year. So he fumbled last week, 2 weeks ago. But overall, he's cut his interceptions and his turnovers down by 70%, right? He throws the ball downfield really well. He's going through his progressions. He's got no time. He literally has nothing. Well, when Andrew Thomas is out and Matt Pert are out, the only starter on that team was Will Hernandez. They've been playing behind a backup makeshift line for the entire season. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you that when Kenny Galladay, Sterling Shepard, and Kadarius Toney are out, and then Saquon Barkley's out, and 3 of your starting 5 offensive linemen are out, I really don't know how the kid has a lot of chance to succeed. And then you've got Old Man Garrett as the offensive coordinator who just cannot put any dynamic plays in front of the kid. So from the perspective of getting rid of him, we don't really have anywhere to go. Like, you're not going to go draft a guy and sign on for another 3 years of losing. 2, last year he had the best percentage for deep ball passes. He can get the ball downfield. You want him to cut his turnovers down, he can. Get the kid in offensive line. I'll give you, Bird Gang, I'll give you an example. You know who Daniel Jones is? He's Ryan Tannehill. That's who he is. He's a big, tall, strong kid, can take a hit, throws the ball deep. You saw how fast he is when he can take off with the RPO. If they ran RPO, he's not Kyler Murray. He's not Lamar. He's not Mahomes, but he can run with the RPO.
He took off on us a couple of times, my guy.
Yeah.
He definitely took off on us.
So I'm cool with Jones, but they did the worst possible thing they could do to the kid in the offseason. It's like first year, new coach, new system, and they don't draft they draft, one lineman. And then they draft one in the 7th round. And then this year, when it's supposed to be his, is he the right guy here? And what do? You draft no linemen at all. You go into the season saying, what we had is good enough. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough for the kid to succeed. It's like literally, think about it. Tannehill goes to Miami. He sucks. Everybody thinks he's terrible. He goes to Tennessee, and look at him roll now, right? So I do compare him a lot to Ryan Tannehill, and I think he's never going to be. How about this? Daniel Jones will never be a top 7, 8 quarterback, but he could probably be a top 10 to 12 quarterback. I just think a lot of people listen to all the buzz and the noise about him, but when you get into what he does, he's got the tools to do it.
Nice. What about your first round pick, Kadarius Toney?
Oh man, I just want to see him on the field because the cat is just fun to watch, man. I mean, he's electric. He's just that human joystick type, kind of guy, making guys miss. Listen, trust me, we thought we were going to draft either Smith or Waddle or why am I drawing a blank on a Chase? We thought, we was like, okay, we're going to get one of those guys. So when we dropped down to 20, everybody was like, and then, you pull out Toney and everyone's like, nobody really knows him, right? So you start getting into the film, you start getting into what he does, and you're like, all right, this cat can ball. So, I got nothing bad to say about the guy. I mean, he needs to get on the field, They need to use them. And to coin your word, a win's a win's a win. They only threw the ball 100 times, for 100 yards against the Raiders, but they won. So everybody in Giant Land's freaking out. Why isn't Tony getting the ball? Yo, win's a win, man. I don't care what happened. They won the game.
Yeah, man, Tony's looking good. Are you Galladay? Galladay, has he met up to your expectation? I know he's been hurt too. Were you expecting more from him this season?
Yeah, you have to. The money they paid him. I mean, he's the Giants are 3-5, right? 3-5 or are they 3-6? I'm trying to think of the bye week. Yeah. He's only played 3 games. Like, he just, man, you can't play from the tub. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I don't know. Part of me is like, these trainers, they shut these guys down too easy. They get a hangnail, they get a bruised toe, they shut them down. So yeah, I'm really disappointed. Like tonight, what 3 rookies have impressed the most? I'll tell you about that in a sec. Listen, at the end of the day, Galladay's got to be on the field, and they got to throw the ball downfield. He's a 50-50 contested ball dude, and he's just, they don't throw to him enough. They target him 4 times a game. Wow. So it's rough. Now he's had a couple games. So he played 3 games. He had 1 game at like 4, 1 at like 6, 1 at like 8. Targets. Yeah, I'm enormously disappointed, but I don't put it in the lap of Kenny Galladay. I mean, if you're hurt, you're hurt. But I don't know. It's rough to see him when he's on the field. They don't throw him the ball enough. I mean, what are you guys doing with Smith? You throwing him the ball, or you kind of?
There's games where Smith gets a lot of targets, but for the most part, he gets his. Now that we're more balanced, he still gets his, 5-6 targets a game. You know what I'm saying? But he makes good. He does good with them. He makes some nice plays and can score some touchdowns off of them. Earlier in the season, when we were throwing like 40 times a game, we were overthrowing it to him. I thought. We were targeting him, and that made it easier for the defenses to pick up on our offense because if every play's based on Smith, you know what I'm saying, you can't really win that way either. So now that we're running the ball, I think we try to keep it spread out, but he definitely gets the bulk of our targets. Yeah, I will say. Do you think it's because Saquon's been hurt? Maybe that passing game's been suffering from it?
Yo, Bird Gang, the line sucks. It's like, your quarterback's running for his life most of the time, man. It's like, look, yeah, Saquon definitely changes the game plan, right? I mean, because he's a threat. You got to have a spy on him. Other guys are not seeing double teams as much. You know what I mean? The problem that they have with Tony is when they put him on the field, everybody's looking at him. He's getting the ball. What's he going to do? And in the beginning of the season, they were trying to run gadget plays to him, and they just were keying on him. I mean, he was taking 2-yard losses, 5-yard losses, because they knew he was getting the ball. Then one day they woke up and said, well, everyone's hurt. Let's just put him in the game and let him run. Even if he doesn't know all the plays in the playbook, let him just give him some stick routes, give him some skinny posts, let him do some out and ups and some comebacks. Let's see what he could do. And he proved to man at 189 yards. I
remember that game.
Yeah, that he could do it. So he's now the focal part of the offense when he's healthy. I mean, he's a funny cat. He's a little like when he does press conferences, man, he's wild. He is wild, man. I find him wildly entertaining. You know what I mean? Just nice. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the fact that he's got a music career. It seems like he's got his head screwed on right. I think he's going to be a fun player, for quite some time, So, but the Giants do have to do a better job in figuring out how to free him up because, like you said, there are plenty of great receivers out there that are getting double teams and still having great days. Or you said about Smith, they package him up. They make sure he gets 5, 6, 7 catches a game. They haven't really been doing that enough. They're not giving him the opportunity, like he should be getting. Okay. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. What 3 rookies have impressed you the most so far this season?
Well, definitely, as we mentioned, Tony, because nobody knew, he was that elusive. He looks good on tape, but it's college. You know what I mean? No offense. I mean, I played college ball. There's a lot of bad DBs out there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You play some bad DBs that he takes advantage of. So, of course, without a doubt, the Tony number 1. But guess what, folks? and you're gonna feel it coming. Woo! You're gonna feel it coming because Ojulari is the real deal, dude.
Ojulari.
Let me tell you, the guy was supposed to go in the first round, had a little bit of an issue at the combine. He fell to the second round. He's already got 5.5 sacks. He's going to end the year with 10.5, 11 sacks. Kid is good. If he learns to play the run, this kid's going to be good for 10 years. And I'm telling you, he's coming for Hurts, dude. I'm telling you, he's coming. I mean,
I'm sure Mailata and Lane Johnson is not worried about nobody coming for Hurts.
Oh, listen, I got no beef with Lane Johnson. The kid, for a big kid, Bergen, I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody bend like he does for a big guy. He bends. He's got a great hand slap. Boom. He's by Lane Johnson. Coming for you, baby. But I'm having fun.
Cam Jordan is Pro Bowler, my guy. He didn't do nothing. Nothing yesterday.
I know.
Like I said, we had both Bosa brothers. Neither one of them had that great of a game either. You know, and they're like tops in the league. So, like I said, our linemen, like I said before, like it's no disrespect to no team out there. You know, if you go back to my first video starting, man, I told you guys, our line, when healthy and playing, you know, we're running the ball and stuff. I don't really see it. It's always been that way kind of with the Eagles. When they're all healthy doing their thing, there's not a defensive line out there that can really do nothing against them. They're monsters, you know. My line is 6'8", 365. You know, Lane Johnson.
The experience they have between Kelsey and Johnson, and those guys have been there and they've gone to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl. So you got 2-3 guys there that got really good experience. Like, you know, I was having some fun with you, but Aziz is really, really surprised. Right now, he's tied for the all-time Giants rookie sack record at 5.5. Which was B.J. Hill out of North Carolina a couple of years ago. You know, and then the hardest thing is he asked for 3, right? He asked for 3. There really isn't a third one because everybody else has literally dropped off. The entire draft class has been hurt. I mean, you know, Robinson with an ACL, Eldon Smith has been out. So the rest of the draft class just has been on injured reserve. So I don't really have 3, you know?
Okay. That's all good. Well, give me three keys to victory for tonight, and then give me 3 keys to victory you think you're gonna have to do to beat the Eagles next week.
All right, real simple. So tonight it's about 3 things. One is you got nothing to lose. You're a 3-win team. You got to go vertical. No more dinking and dunking. It's the first time Daniel Jones will have Kenny Golladay, Kyle Rudolph, and Kadarius Toney on the field at the same time. Okay. I do think Golladay is going to beat Slay. I don't think that's if they target Golladay enough, it's a Golladay win. And I like Slay. I got no beef with Slay.
Slay ain't gave up 100 yards in like 2 years now. So, you know, his whole career, I think he said. So I'm not worried about Slay. You see Slay taking him back to the house. He got 4 touchdowns this year.
I told you before when we started the show, when I had a good relationship with Sheldon Brown, and I thought, you know, Sheldon and Lido, best friends, totally different cats, right? Sheldon Brown works out all the time, big, huge gym in his basement. Lido, gearhead, loves his cars underneath the hood, all best friends, right? And those guys side by side were some of the best tandems you had. And Sheldon would tell me, when I asked Sheldon all the time, I'd say, who's the hardest guy in the NFL to cover? He'd be like, you know who it is. Why do you gotta stop asking me that, Santucci? Stop asking me. And I'd be like, I just want everybody to hear it. He'd be like, Plaxico Barris, okay? I had enough. Stop asking me that question. So you know, Golladay gives people, you know, trouble because of his height, and he's a good 50-50 guy. So the key is go vertical tonight because you got nothing to lose. If you lose, you lose. I don't care. Throw 4 interceptions, go vertical. Second thing is you got to hit Brady. I don't care if you got to bring safety blitz, corner blitz. Okay, we don't sack the quarterback very well. You have to hit Brady. We won 2 Super Bowls hitting the snot out of Brady. Okay,
I know how to beat Brady.
Yep,
I think both of our teams know how to beat Brady now to get them rings.
Yep, and then of course, you know, you know, we play a lot of soft zone. And it never works. Like when we play man, you know, it works. When we play soft zone, we got crushed. Like I'm like sitting there like this.
Ditto. We have that same issue. I don't know why all these defensive coordinators think that is the new defense to have in the NFL, but it's garbage.
Well, I mean, there's a place for it. You know what I'm saying? But like when you got a Dory Jackson who's he's not a zone guy. He's little. He doesn't command a lot. He doesn't command a lot of space in the zone, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't lock down tight. He wants to flow. He wants to open his hips up. He wants to run with you. And man, he doesn't play a good zone. He doesn't play good horizontal. He's a vertical cat. And you know what? So for same thing now, and that kind of goes to the Eagles game. We lost one of the best linebackers, inside linebackers in football, with Blake Martinez. Okay, okay. So right now, the key to beating you is figuring out how to keep Jalen in the pocket. Because I mean, nothing against Jalen. Like I'll take Jalen throwing the ball 15, 20 times. The Giants could win. Jalen outside the pocket's trouble because I don't have a linebacker that can keep up with him. Even Tate Crowder, if Tate Crowder could run with Jalen Hurts, he's a terrible tackler. And he takes terrible angles. Jalen Hurts is going to run all over them. So the key to beating the Eagles is a little bit different than Tampa because I don't really need to hit Jalen. I just need to keep Jalen in the pocket. You know what I mean? And I need to let, I'm not afraid of Smith. I like him, but, Bradbury and Adoree Jackson are slowly starting to come on strong. Also, Logan Ryan on the COVID list tonight. Ooh. He'll be back. So he'll be back next week, and I'm assuming he'll take that personally that he got shut down. So I'm assuming the DBs will be ready to go. So the keys to beating the Eagles, keeping Jalen in the pocket, right? Playing man, none of that soft zone, right? And getting Barkley into space. The days of putting Barkley between the tackles is over. It's over. You got to put Barkley like Matt Forte used to be, or Bell. You got to put Saquon in space. Enough of this like trying to jam him up the middle. He's not going to drop a shoulder on guys. So Saquon in space, keep Hurts in the pocket.
Nice, man. That's it's easier said than done, though. It's a good plan. If you guys do lose, say you guys lose tonight, are you in the mode of maybe tanking for that draft pick, or you just want them to fight every single game of the season? You don't care win or lose, you still want to see your team fight.
All right. So look, this is my philosophy. It's been my philosophy through high school football, through college football, that you do not. And listen, this is nothing against you. You seem like a good dude. All your look, how many people are popping in your show?
We got 25 in here today. Shout out to 25. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe to both channels. Links are inside of the chat.
I'm gonna say this. This is nothing personal to you people, but don't be a Doug. Okay? You do not, and under any circumstances, ever tank a football game. You know why? The minute you go half speed, someone puts the helmet under your chin strap and lights you up like a pinball machine. You never tank. You go listen. It's a privilege to play in the NFL. 1,800 guys get this job that nobody else on the rock has. You play as hard as you can. Whatever happens, man. Like, you can't go in all soft because, 1, the players get hurt. 2, coaches get fired. Look what happened, right? Doug Peterson ain't your coach no more. Like, you cannot tank. You cannot. And I'm telling these people, stop talking about it. No tanking in football. You tank in the NBA because nobody gets hurt. You throw a ball into a hoop. Baseball, you catch a ball, you throw to a guy standing on a sandbag. In football, you don't tank. Do not tank, right? Hell no, right? Blue City Empire Sports, hell no to tank it. You know what? Let them go with 3 wins. No tanking, because at the end of the day, you could look yourself in the mirror and say, I gave it everything I had. Yeah.
Man.
Come on, Bobby Murphy. That's not cool.
That's not nice.
Thank you, Miss Bird Gang. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. But okay, so do you think tonight's going to be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
Ooh,
because you guys got some good people in that defense. I do like. Because I'm a USC guy myself, and I love Adoree. I watched him play all his years in college, in LA, and I love the Wildcat, Williams. So,
all right. So here's the thing: Brady doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. You got to smack him, right? If in a perfect world, if Brady gets sacked, how about this? Okay, this is what I used to do for Super Bowls. If Brady gets sacked 4 times, the Giants win 24-21. If Brady does not get sacked 4 times, I don't care if it's 3, 2, or 1, they win probably 32-14.
32-14.
Because
All right.
it's all about Brady. I don't care who's around him. Because when you watch him, he starts to pout. He starts throwing the ball away. He starts seeing ghosts. The cat's 42 years old, 44 maybe, or whatever he is. Like that dude, I'm telling you right now, that Quincy Roche, he's like this. I got a second chance to play in the NFL. Oh boy, I'm coming for Tom Brady. That cat just wants to make plays. Tom Brady want no part of that. He wants to make Subway commercials.
Right? He says, and what's your score prediction? Is it too early? You want to see what you do before this week in case somebody get hurt? We don't want you throwing one out there now. Or I can get early score prediction for next week's game.
All right, so you're asking me that before there's an injury report. I could lose 4 guys tonight.
It's way too early. You know, maybe closer to the game, we can get you on one of the network shows or something like that, get you back on, and then you can do a real score prediction. But if you had to think about how the game's going to play out next Sunday, what are you thinking?
Man, listen. So I'm dynamic. If I get everything is clicking, we're dynamic downfield. You're dynamic in the in the short range because of how good Jalen is outside the pocket, right? So they counteract each other. But it's not a shootout because we don't score a lot of points and you guys don't score a lot of points unless we're playing the Saints, by the way. So, next week is like either way, flipping the coin, it's 24-27, 24-21. It's in that range, but it could go either way. Let's see who's healthy. The way the Giants been playing, I'm going to lose 3 guys tonight.
Oh, man.
And Bobby Murphy, just so you know, because you're one of those guys that listens to what people say, okay, check the turnovers from year to year and then come back and tell me about the fumbles. He's cut them down in half. Oh, well, we got the best field goal kicker in the game, so I can't go there.
Do you? Elliott's been good this year.
I
don't think he missed. He's 14-16 this year.
Yeah, Gano's the man.
Gano is pretty good. I'm not going to hate. But all right, man, you know what I'm saying? That sounds good. And Danny, I know you're short on time today. But let's go ahead and go through at the end of my show, I like to do an all-time Giants team. You know what I'm saying? You take about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how fast you can answer the questions.
Yep.
It's gonna be just your team, not stat-wise, just from you watching the Giants, your favorite players you've seen growing up. Who will be your starting quarterback and who will be your backup quarterback?
Eli Manning, Phil Simms.
Who will be your 3 running backs?
Tiki Barber, Rodney Hampton, Brandon Jacobs.
Who would be your 2 tight ends?
Mark Bavaro, Jeremy Shockey.
Nice. 4 receivers.
Odell, Amani Toomer, Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks.
Okay. Give me the starting offensive line.
Oh, so David Deal, Richie Soybert, Sean O'Hara, Chris Snee, Kareem McKenzie.
Starting defensive line.
Oh, man, that was tough because now you got to talk, how can I convert a 4-3 to a 3-4 together? Because
do a 4-3 because I usually say 3 linebackers.
Okay, so then I got to go Strahan, Keith Hamilton, Jim Burt, and who would I go on the right side? That's really tough. Maybe Leonard Marshall.
Oh, no. What's his name? Umanur?
OC.
OC.
If I no, because for one, OC sack specialist wasn't really good against the run. You know what I mean? So if you told me I had a wild card, OC would be my wild card with Justin Tuck.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 3 linebackers.
Well, come on now, Carl Banks, LT, and on the inside Harry Carson. I mean, they're all Hall of Famers, man.
Okay.
Hey, he's only asking me for 5. You're giving me 7 there.
Greg just helps out in case you get stuck. He's there for you. He knows every team, every player on every team. Every week, Grant got you a list up there in case you get stuck. You got to remember some names.
Man, no way. Because look, those were all. You want to go? He's going. Look, he knows what you're going to do. Cornerbacks. So
3 cornerbacks.
the Giants have never had a stud cornerback in their history. They've had good ones, but never great ones. Never.
What?
No, never. Go look how many Pro Bowls. You get
You
nothing.
like DRC?
But DRC was only there for 3 years. I love DRC. In fact, if you take DRC out of the question, nobody ever made a Pro Bowl. C-Webb never made no Pro Bowl. Felipe Sparks never made a Pro Bowl. Perry Williams never made a Pro Bowl. None of those guys made a Pro Bowl.
Seahorn never made the Pro Bowl?
Maybe 1 year.
Dang, I thought
The Giants never had great because the pass rush was so good. They can live with good corners. So my corners are. I mean, like I probably would take DRC. I mean, because he was a Pro Bowl cornerback. He only was there 3 years. DRC probably C-Webb, but I struggled because he was soft. He didn't want to hit nobody. I take Mark Collins any day. In fact, I tell you the truth. I mean, like I know he's a great white hope and all, but like Jason Sehorn was a badass cornerback for like 2 years until Jim Fossil let him return kicks in the preseason and shredded his ACL and his MCL. So yeah, I probably go Sehorn and DRC, Webster and no, I can't take Mark Collins. I can't take Perry Williams.
Okay, that's good. That's 3. Give me 3 safeties.
Oh, that's an easy one. There ain't nobody like Trell, man. And Trell Roll, far and be all of them, right? And then you got Thunder, which would be Jackson, and then Guyton, which would be Lightning, and then probably look at you with Beasley Reese. I used to work with him at Channel 3 in Philadelphia. And then I got to go with Jabril. Landon Collins. Landon Collins was only there 3 years.
He was a beast.
He was, and then he got. Oh man, I can't do it.
No Landon on the list, man. That's crazy. But okay, this your list. Don't worry about anybody else.
I know. Well, listen. I liked Collins, but he literally he just fell off the map. He was like,
he did.
Like, I mean, he went from one click away from winning Defensive Player of the Year to like nothing. Yeah, baby, Sehorn, boom.
Oh, sorry, Grand fullback.
Oh, all right. Let me think about that. All right, best fullback of all time Giants. Hands down is Maurice Carthon, and I'll tell you why. He's the only professional fullback that blocked for 4 1,000-yard rushers.
Ooh.
That's a trivia you could take to the bank. You want to know how that happens? Because there's OJ, Hampton, and Morris, but guess what? USFL was a professional league. Herschel Walker. Yep. Nice. Only fullback people in history to block for 4 1,000-yard rushers.
And what's his name again?
Carthon all the way.
Carthon.
It's not even a debate. Maurice Carthon. Those other guys were like pedestrian compared to Maurice. He was a man.
All right, give me your kicker, your punter, and your special teams ace.
Oh. So let me see. So if I go field goal kicker, I mean, man, I don't know if I would go. You like Charles Way? Charles Way was good. Field goal kicker. I got to go Lawrence Tynes. I mean, I mean, guy kicks you to 2 Super Bowls. You got to go Lawrence Tynes. Punter would probably be. I'd probably go Fiegels for punter.
Fiegels, I remember.
Yeah, I'd probably go Fiegels. I liked Weatherford, but I'd probably go Fiegels because he was more of a directional kicker. And then yeah, you can't he turned out to be a dirtbag, but Dave Meggett definitely was a beast. You know what I mean? But he just turned out to be a dirtbag,
Nice.
So
who would be your defensive coordinator of that team?
Can you ever ask me that question? You can answer that question for me. Come on, the greatest coach of all time. Bill Belichick. Come on now.
You're not going to use him as your coach? I do defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and head coach. Because
Belichick was never the coach for the Giants. So you go defense coordinator, offensive coordinator. They've always sucked. I don't really know if I have one I could. I mean, like we used to call Gilbride Kill Drive because he was so bad. Probably Sean Payton. How about that? I take Sean Payton as my offensive coordinator. And then, of course, head coach. Come on now. You got to go with Bill Parcells, baby. Come on.
So Sean's your coordinator, Parcells your head coach, and your defensive coach.
No, I'm gonna go. Belichick defensive coach. I'm gonna go Sean Payton offensive coach. Bill Parcells head coach.
Nobody winning no games against that team with those three coaches in the same,
Nope.
same freaking room scheming up things. That'd be amazing.
Nope.
Yeah, man. Hey, great job, man. Thanks for coming on my show. You know what I'm saying? I know you got to get out of here. Thanks for sharing that time with me today. But like I said, if you get some free time later on in the week, we got some network shows we'd love to have you a part of. And also let all these people know where they can find you. We still got 20 in the chat. Everybody, please hit that like. His link is inside of the descriptions. If you're a Giants fan, please subscribe to Bird Game 31. I cover all Eagles, everything, and you know we do a little bit of NFL talking on this channel too. So you know all fans are welcome. I got fans of all natures and teams. So.
All right, so you want me to give these folks a good list of where I'm at? Okay, website, full website, everything's there. You want to know? It's NYGiantsRush.com. That's where. What about Tom Coughlin? He's number 2 behind Parcells. NYGiantsRush.com. That's where you can find all the content there. Okay, YouTube channel. It's called The Giants Guys. That's where you'll find our interview section. All the New York Giant interviews are there from you know old players, Super Bowls, all the cool media personalities are there. You know, are all there at NYGiants Rush. You can find me and all. Listen, if you could do anything with me, follow the writers that write for NYGiants Rush. Check out their content online, and I'm sure that Bird Gang is going to have us back at some point in time. And
yeah, I know. I got another one of you guys, like I said, Michael. Coming up.
Michael
Wednesday.
Stewart. If you guys want to talk draft,
Michael Stewart will be here Wednesday.
The man is already like on round 4 of the draft. Like that's all he eats and sleeps the draft. So, and he's a golf pro by trade. So you can, if you're golfers out there, you can quiz him on
with that one, guys. Yeah. All right, man. Hey, thanks again for coming on the show. You have a great rest of your day and good luck tonight against them Tampa Bay Bucks, man.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? I wish you luck. Like I said, this NFC East, we're all a family over here. We might, you know, like we're like brothers. You know, we fight each other, but no other team outside the NFC East can mess with us. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll root for you tonight. Hope you guys get that W.
I told you, Stuart Bradley, Quentin Michael, Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepard, all dudes, all those cats. I hung out with those cats for a long, long time, man. So I got mad respect for the Eagles.
No problem, man.
I didn't say I loved you. I didn't say I loved you, but I got mad respect for you.
Okay. We can take that. You know what I'm saying? The love will come after we win next week. It's going to be all love there, my guy. It's going to be all love there. Hey, thanks again for coming. Shout out to the 20 in the chat. Fly, Eagles, fly. Till next time, this is Bird Game 31, and we are out. Peace.